Welcome to How to Use AI for Nonprofits, a new video series where we're going to look at practical ways you and your nonprofit can use AI. Let's jump right in. We're getting into ChatGPT and using a functionality that it offers called Vision. Now, I've uploaded 3 images that I found on LinkedIn, which I think are pretty incredible visual campaigns. We've got Eyes Don't Lie, more than 1 million species are at risk of extinction, each with eyes that tell the story of a vanishing world. Here we've got a koala with the bushfires in the background. We have a polar bear looking at the family with the shrinking iceberg underneath it. And we have a rhino or an elephant with a poacher pointing a gun at their eye. Now, these are incredible images created using AI, which we'll look at in future videos, that I found on LinkedIn. And the thing that really impresses me about AI is how it can take something like this and explain to you what makes it successful, what makes this visual campaign stop us, draw our attention in, and actually hopefully shift our behaviors and perspectives towards the issues that are being raised. So I've got a pretty comprehensive prompt here. We're asking the AI to deconstruct and analyze the visual campaign to identify the psychological, emotional, and behavioral science principles that contribute to its effectiveness in capturing attention, evoking emotion, and driving engagement. Now, there's a bit more to it. If you are a member of the AI Impact Hub, you will get full access to this. Otherwise, you can try and create your own prompt and pop it into ChatGPT, asking it to reverse engineer these campaigns. Now, for this experiment, I actually used a reasoning model. So we've got O4 Mini High here. And this provided much better output than what the other models have provided before. So I really recommend using this model. And you can see it really understood the images. It's got the koala's eye, it has the polar bear, and it's saying that it's an elephant. Very clear and comprehensive in actually understanding the campaigns. Now it goes on to the psychological hooks that were used, and it really talks a lot about the importance of the human eye and how we are wired to draw our attention to eyes. We use them for social cues and emotional content. By zooming in tightly on the eye, the campaign leverages this innate bias. We've got this: viewers almost can't look away. We've got novelty and incongruity, the surprise element that when you're looking into the eye, you're actually seeing a reflection that you wouldn't normally naturally see. We've got this emotional priming. It's driving empathy circuits, mirror neurons, where we see another being in distress. The animal's eye, especially if it appears moist or subtly illuminated, primes an emotional response. We have a few more things here, such as threat salience and loss aversion, color psychology and contrast. But what really got interesting is when it started getting into the emotional resonance. And you can actually see here, it's walked through over a 5-second period what are the different emotions that an image like this is likely to elicit in a viewer. And this is what we are trying to do with nonprofit visual campaigns. We are trying to draw out emotion in the viewers that hopefully sparks some type of curiosity, some type of action, signing a petition, making a donation, or simply raising awareness. And we can see here for the first second, it's actually bringing out an element of shock and curiosity. You know, we're seeing this contrast of the animal's eye with a background within it, and that draws us in. The next few seconds is actually empathy and sadness. We're now understanding what are the elements behind this eye. There's the deforestation, the poaching, the loss of habitat, and or fires. And this actually is bringing us into that state of sadness. After that, we're actually sensing an urgency and guilt. You know, is this part of because of the actions that we've partaken in? And what can we actually do about this? And then we've actually got the hope and call to action from the text. The tagline, "Eyes Don't Lie," invites and pause for reflection. The subline presents a fact, and what could be done from this is creating a clear call to action. As I said, this was created by a designer on LinkedIn. They weren't actually part of a nonprofit organization, so that wasn't there, but I thought still a great example in showing how effective these can be. It goes through some other elements here about what makes it scroll stopping. We've got even, using the bolding of that text, that full capitalization of the text makes it easier for the brain to understand and faster to read than a paragraph. It then goes into a couple of other things, including somewhere I think about how a call to action could be useful. So for the first tip, start reverse engineering campaigns. You can actually use this for other types of campaigns. It could be a fundraising email or a website design. But the ability for AI to be able to comprehend and actually deconstruct what makes something effective, leveraging in particular the psychological and behavioral science principles, is absolutely incredible, especially when you use a reasoning model such as O4 or O3. So I highly recommend checking that out. For more information, check out the AI Impact Hub, where we'll be diving deeper into these types of topics to see how your nonprofit can really increase its impact.